California versus NYU. First game, California to serve first, 0-0.
And we're back here on day number 3 of the 2015 TMS College Table Tennis Championships. In this women's competition, we have UC Berkeley facing us against NYU. If you were watching earlier, you saw UC Berkeley's co-ed team versus NYU's co-ed team, and now we're going to watch the women in competition. We've got the 2015 TMS College Women's Singles Champion in play right now, Lily Zhang versus a little unknown Lin Ching Liu of NYU.
NYU does have some good depth on their team. They're the 5th-seeded women's team. Unfortunately, the women's team is a little team event is a little bit top-heavy, with Princeton and Berkeley being the clear favorites. Some of the other teams have some strong players as well, but nowhere near the same level as the top 2. So unfortunately, I think we're in for a quick match here. I don't think there's going to be much drama. Lily Zhang already out to a 5-0 lead. Now 6-0 lead. Lin Ching Liu, as you can see, is a defensive player. There's not much threat that she can provide. They're trying to attack, but that's just not her game.
Yeah, and I was going to say it's the first time that we've actually seen what we consider a chopper, or she a semi-chopper, if you will, this weekend.
Definitely a chopper, but Lily Zhang's been able to finish some of these points so quickly. Here's some ironic cheers from the NYU bench. Their player being able to get on the board. And swing and a miss there. And we got 9 game points for Lily Zhang. No real surprise here.
Yeah, and that team from Berkeley, we were talking about the women's team being really top-heavy as far as their seed, but even just in their lineup from Berkeley, they're extremely top-heavy. You've got Lily Zhang, you've got Sylvan Guo, and we've also got Ellen Wong, all the top 3 players for that UC Berkeley squad.
Erica Tran, no slouch either. And I believe they've got Jasmine Nguyen on the lineup as well, so they can really pick and choose who they want to play. All those players, I believe, above 2,100 in USAT rating. I'm not sure what their collegiate ratings are, but certainly in the same ballpark. So on the women's side, when you have 5 players of that caliber, really difficult for other teams to contend.
Yeah, UC Berkeley actually seeded 2 here in this women's team event. They're going to look to make quick work of NYU and really set their sights on trying to take this championships.
Yeah, UC Berkeley, their main rivals are going to be the Princeton Tigers, who I believe are the #1 seed. And it'll be interesting how that strategy goes if they manage to meet up. Whether Berkeley tries to stack their lineup or not, try to get to a doubles, or whether they try to find a way to snipe one of Princeton's top 3.
Well, anything's capable. We saw a lot of upsets happen on the men's side. Unfortunately, everything held true for the most part on the women's side. So hopefully in this team competition, we can see a little bit of a change up there in the outcome of some of what we have going on. We are in the women's team's quarterfinal, and we'll be coming back to you a little bit more with some results from the outer courts. If you're just tuning in and you want to get some of those updates that took place yesterday and some of the things that have already taken place this morning, you can go to our webpage at www.nctta.org/champs 2015 results. Click on that and it'll take you to some of the scores. You'll obviously see who were the champions in singles and doubles from yesterday, and what's happening in the teams and co-eds events this morning out in the outer courts.
Yeah, we were able to present some of the individual awards last night at the banquet, including the doubles and singles event champions and runner-ups.
Yeah, everyone had a great time last night. It's one of the few times in the year that we're able to get all of these players together under one roof and just celebrate their accomplishments and ability to come together and just play some great table tennis all weekend. And really that's what it's all about. It's about these athletes. It's about exposing college table tennis to different parts of the country. And so far 2015 has been great for everyone.
Some of the champions are going to have to find a way to get their silverware back home on the plane. I know those trophies were pretty big. One of them was being worn as a hat at one point, I think, last night. So definitely difficult to get that. I don't know if they're going to do carry-on or...
Yeah, any of you athletic directors or sports information guys from these universities, you know your team's here. How about you give somebody a call and fork over the bill on that FedEx or UPS account and get these players their hardware home.
Always one of the problems for players, whether that trophy is going to fit in the overhead compartment.
Or just on their head.
Yeah. They might ask you to stow that away for takeoff, though.
Now what happens if you come on the plane with beverage in the cup?
I think they're going to make you pour that out at security, so you'd have to get real creative with it.
I think it can be done.
And you
There's
could,
tons
you
of
could.
beverage
You
spots
can,
before
you can buy something after you get through the security line, then fill the trophy. I'm not sure what the flight attendants would say. They might keep you off the plane for thinking that you're completely intoxicated, which would be unfortunate.
Yeah, it's definitely a scenario where it's like, don't touch my cup, and then it's a matter of whether or not you get back home on time.
Yeah, you might get pushed back onto the next flight. I know some individuals who've had that happen to them, unfortunately.
Probably coming from Nationals or Open in Vegas, I imagine.
Vegas is dangerous. Some of the players definitely, after they're done playing, decide to have a good time, risk getting pushed back on a later flight there.
And speaking of good times here, Li Zhang is just controlling this match here. She leads 2-0 in the second singles versus Lin Ching Lu of NYU. The chopper just really not be able to get any rhythm established on that defensive side of things. Li Zhang just so aggressive on that first ball attack that she's not giving her opponent any time. Out on table number 2, it looks like Ellen Wong is taking care of business as she's up 7-3 in game 3. She leads 2-0 against Michelle Leung.
And Cal Berkeley just taking care of business. Already up 1-0. Sylvan Guo taking the first match over Xiaoling Chiang of NYU. So as we said, really top heavy in this women's teams event. And the number 2 seed, Cal Berkeley, really taking care of business pretty easily so far.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier, and it's a great move by the UC Berkeley team. They put out a lineup that's strong, that they feel like they can get 3 straight wins, not waste any more time than they have to, not have to put these players in a position where they have to play another match during this long weekend. And it's just a really smart move by whoever the team captain is. I know that Sylvan Guo is really active not only on the women's team but also the co-ed team, so that probably was something that came from her playbook.
Yeah, Li Zhang also, of course, a core player on both teams and having played a lot of matches already this weekend as she won the women's singles, so definitely want to save her energy as well, try to get this over quickly.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier that Jasmine Nguyen is on this team. Not really sure why she would sat out, but looking at things, maybe they could have put her in play and sat their star Li Zhang out as she just got through competing in the co-ed event.
Lily Zhang continues to be fully in control here. No surprises. Lin Xingliu doesn't really have an attack like most choppers on the female side. Not really much of a threat. I've seen multiple times when Liu has just swung and missed.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like she just really struggles with that transition from defense to offense. She's just a step slow on that forehand.
Probably also difficult to find motivation. Got such a little, so little chance to win even a game. Cal Berkeley being up 2-0 as Ellen Huang is taking care of business against Michelle Liang, so this should be it. As Lily Zhang looks to be taking this match 3-0 as well, so Cal Berkeley will move on.
And I imagine here coming up soon we're going to have a men's competition here on these show courts. Right now, if you're just tuning in with us, you're watching day 3 of the TMS College Table Tennis Championships. We're in the women's quarterfinal play, UC Berkeley versus NYU, here in beautiful Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And there you have it, quick work. Lily Zhang wastes no time, 11-3 there in the third game. UC Berkeley defeats NYU 3-0. No need to play the fourth singles or have to go into doubles once these teams win 3-0. I know that Zhang's got to be ecstatic to be able to get off the court and get some rest before her next event as they go into the semifinals. Like I said, UC Berkeley is the number 2 seed here. A really smart play by taking care of business and moving on, getting these players off the court. I know that the same thing can be said for the UC Berkeley men's team. They're happy to have some rest as they get ready to advance. For a lot of these teams, it's not all over with them for them. They have some consolation rounds where they're still playing for position. A lot of these matches can be the big difference between them finishing 9th in the country or 19th in the country. So everyone still has a lot to play for. Once again, I'm Joe Wells. Alongside me is Han Shao, and we'll be right back.